Have you ever wondered why you care so deeply about someone who barely tries for you? Why you hold on to a person who doesn't message first, doesn't check on you, doesn't match your energy, and still somehow they stay in your mind all day long? Why does your heart run after someone your mind knows is not good for you? If yes, then this message is for you. Because the reason you care so much isn't weakness, it isn't desperation, and it isn't foolishness. It's psychology. And once you understand it, you will finally see yourself, your emotions, and your heart with complete clarity. You care because somewhere inside you, there's a part of you that believes that if you try a little harder, if you become a little better, if you just love them enough, maybe they'll finally choose you. Maybe they'll finally appreciate you. Maybe they'll finally give you the love you've been waiting for. And that hope, that tiny spark of possibility, becomes the chain that keeps you attached. You don't care because they're special. You care because you're hoping that one day they will realize your value. But here's the truth. Caring too much about someone who barely tries is not a sign that they are your soulmate. It is a sign that your heart is trying to heal something deeper inside you, something from your past, from your childhood, from a moment when you didn't receive the love you deserved. Sometimes, you're not chasing a person. You're chasing the feeling of finally being loved the way you always wanted. You try so hard to make things work because no one ever tried that hard for you. You hold on because you're terrified of losing people who matter. You give more because your heart has been taught to prove its worth through effort. And that's where everything starts. The reason you care too much is because the relationship is unbalanced. They give you just enough to keep you hoping, but never enough to make you feel secure. It's like they treat you as a backup emotion, not a priority, not an equal partner, but someone they know will always be there. And that uncertainty, that inconsistency, creates a strong emotional bond. It's called a trauma bond, where the highs are extremely high and the lows are deeply painful. And your brain, instead of rejecting this, becomes addicted to the emotional roller coaster. Every time they give you attention, it feels like a reward. It feels like a victory. It feels like finally, things are changing. But when they disappear again or stop trying, your heart starts chasing them even more, hoping to get that small piece of affection again. This is not love. This is emotional conditioning. And once you're caught in this cycle, it becomes incredibly hard to break. You think you care about them because of who they are. But you actually care because of how inconsistent they are. And inconsistency makes your heart confused, your mind anxious, and your feelings intense. You start to believe that maybe you're the reason things aren't working. Maybe you're not lovable enough. Maybe you're not doing enough. Maybe you need to be more patient, more understanding, more forgiving. But that is the lie your attachment system tells you, not the truth. Because the real truth is simple. You care too much because you're the one with the bigger heart. You feel deeply. You love sincerely. You value connections. You believe in giving effort. You don't play games. You don't pretend. You don't pull away to prove a point. You show up because that's who you are. And people like you often get attached to people who don't know how to appreciate loyalty. They don't know how to value genuine care. They take love lightly. They take effort for granted. They think affection is a choice, not a responsibility. So they don't try. They don't invest. They don't show consistency. Yet you still care. Because your heart is sincere. And sincerity is not something you can turn off like a switch. You tell yourself, maybe they're busy. Maybe they're stressed. Maybe things will get better. But deep down, you know the truth. If someone really wants you, they show it. If someone values you, you feel it. If someone cares, you don't need to chase them. You care too much because you're emotionally invested in the potential of what this connection could be, not what it actually is. You care about the moments when they were sweet, not the days when they were cold. You care about the words they once said, not the silence they give you now. You care about how they made you feel in the beginning, not how they make you feel today. Your heart is attached to a memory, not the present reality. And that is why letting go feels impossible. But here is where everything shifts, understanding that love is not supposed to feel like begging for attention. Love is not supposed to feel like waiting for someone to finally choose you. Love is not supposed to feel like convincing someone that you're worth the effort. You deserve effort without asking. You deserve communication without chasing. You deserve love without conditions. You deserve someone whose actions match their words. You deserve someone who sees you, truly sees you, and thinks, I don't want to lose this person. When someone truly cares, you won't have to question it. When someone genuinely loves you, you won't feel anxious. When someone values you, you won't feel ignored. When someone chooses you, you'll feel safe, not confused. So if you care too much about someone who barely tries, understand this. It's not a sign that they are special. It's a sign that you have a heart that loves deeply, even when it doesn't get the same in return. And that heart of yours deserves better. Not in the future, not someday, but now. You are not hard to love. You are not asking for too much. You are not the problem. You are not unworthy. You are not desperate. You are simply giving your heart to someone who doesn't know how to receive it. Imagine what would happen if you gave the same amount of love, energy, effort, and loyalty to someone who actually appreciated it. Someone who texts first. Someone who cares about your feelings. Someone who tries. Someone who values your presence. Someone who matches your energy. Someone who shows up for you the same way you show up for them. That version of love exists, but you'll never reach it if you keep investing your heart in someone who barely tries. Sometimes the person you think you want the most is the same person blocking you from receiving the love you truly deserve. Sometimes caring less is not about being cold, it's about protecting your peace. Sometimes letting go is not losing someone, it's finding yourself again. You care too much because you have a beautiful heart. But even the most beautiful heart needs boundaries. Even the strongest heart needs rest. Even the kindest soul needs someone who will meet them halfway. So ask yourself, are you caring for them? Or are you hurting yourself? Are you holding on to love? Or are you holding on to hope? Are you waiting for someone to change? Or are you afraid of starting over? You deserve a love that tries. A love that chooses. A love that cares. A love that doesn't make you question your worth. The reason you care too much is because you are capable of deep love. But deep love should be returned, not taken for granted. And the moment you realize that, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop waiting. You stop trying to fix someone who doesn't want to grow. You stop breaking your own heart to keep someone else comfortable.